So this is my setup. I've got my low diameter braid, 15 pound to my 10 pound fluorocarbon leader. I've got an all bright knot. I'm going to show you how to do that. Tying my leader to my braid. Then I've got my Palomar knot to my hook, wacky rig. This is my favorite setup. I lost a rod at the creek in the spring, so I went and bought this. It was like 23 bucks. It's a 7 foot medium H2OX. I've been catching them on this thing all summer with a cheap, just a cheap spinning reel. A BK 4000 gold sharking. This is just a cheap setup, and I've been hammering them all year. This is my favorite setup for pond hopping, cricking. So I'm going to show you how to tie these knots. I'm about to tie a leader on to my fluorocarbon leader to my braid and my spinning reel. I've been using this stuff I found at Academy. I like the low diameter stuff. It feels better, casts better, the fights are better, and it's still just strong as ever. Especially if I'm pond hopping and doing wacky rig Cincos or something like that. This is my very favorite. So I'm going to take my leader. I'm going to make an overhand knot. Make sure I got myself plenty of room, plenty of slack, and I've got my overhand knot. Coming from the top, I'm going to bring my braid through the loop, and then I'm going to wrap it 6 to 9 times. I'm wrapping that my leader and my tag end together. 3, 4, a little bit more. 5, 6. Okay, got my wraps. Now, the same way I went up, I'm going to wrap my way back up towards my knot, my overhand loop, 6 times. Now, this is the most important part. I want to bring my tag in of my leader back through the same way I came in. So right now I'm holding it where it's going from the top down. Give it another loop, and I'm going the same way that I went in originally. Now I'm going to grab both my tag ends. I'm going to lubricate it a little bit. And I'm going to pull those tag ends. If you go through the wrong side of that loop at the end, it won't make the knot. Then I might grab both ends here, get it tight, do some dressing with my finger, and that's a strong knot. It'll hold, it'll soar through your guides. I'm gonna cut my tag ends off, but it will soar, absolutely soar through your guides like nothing. This is a tough knot. I believe it's called the all bright knot. That's how it's spelled, at least. There's better videos you can watch that'll show you the knot better. It's a tedious little knot, but I do find it easier than some of the other knots for leaders. So do it a couple times and you'll get used to it. You just have to be patient, but you want good knots with your leaders, because leaders are awesome. You'll get way more bites versus going straight to braid. But like I said, there's better videos, but that's what I like. I'm gonna cut those tags better with some scissors, but it's a clean knot, strong, the Albright knot. Thanks. Now I'm gonna tie me a Palomar knot. For a wacky rig setup, I got my fluorocarbon leader to my braid. This is an easy knot. It looks crazy, but it's easy, and it's the best, strongest knot there is. I use it anytime I can. You're going through the eye, and then back where you came through, you're bringing it back through the eye. Okay, where it makes two halves. I call them two halves. I got my two halves here. And then with my two halves, I'm just a regular knot going around up through the hole, and then I'm bringing it down, not all the way, but dang near. I'm going to lubricate it. Lubricated knots are stronger. Now, this is the most important part, because if you don't do this right, it won't tie. I'm bringing my hook through that loop. Then I'm taking my tag in, pulling it tight, dressing it, pulling it tight. That knot right there ain't breaking. It ain't breaking. Palomar knot. Setting up a wacky rig for the ponds. Those little Aberdeen hooks, they get pegged up in there, and them big bass, they can't shake those out. I even go a little bit smaller than this. I'll even go with a smaller Aberdeen. This might be a number 9. I'll go to a 6. That's an awesome setup for them summertime bass. The Palomar knot.